Jimmy Haslam, speaking to the Cleveland media, admitted what we all knew. Deshaun Watson was a, quote, swing and a miss. That's probably one of the nicest ways that you could put that situation. Then Jimmy on the other side says, and I'm paraphrasing here, it's the buck stops with the ownership. And he said, if you want to put any blame, if you want accountability, that falls on ownership. Now, he backed that off to say that, yes, this was still a team decision, and they're going to hide behind what they said 2 years ago. Was it 3 years ago already now, Ryan? Wow.
3 years, baby.
3 years. That this was a unanimous decision and everybody was on board. Okay, great. And I do want to say this. I appreciate the Haslams stepping up and saying that, because they could just sit there and hide behind that, like, hey, this is just what it is, and there's no real point in going back and playing the blame game. All right, they came out and they said basically the buck stops with us. You want to put blame on somebody, it starts with ownership. Great. I appreciate them saying that. I really do. What people are jumping on now, as we are in draft season, that's a pass to Andrew Berry. That's a pass on Andrew Berry because he didn't necessarily orchestrate. He pulled the trade off, but he wasn't the driving force. That's what people are trying to jump on. Ryan, did you ever over the last 3 years feel like that was really Andrew Berry on that driving force?
To be honest with you, I just have no idea.
Sure.
At some point, I thought maybe it was. Some point, I thought maybe it was a Haslam decision. Hey, I don't care. I'm the owner. I know you're the GM, and this is what I paid you to do. I hired you for, but we're doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever got a clear answer.
That might not ever be figured out. On was this brought to the table by Berry and Jimmy went over the top and said, get this done? At the end of the day, even if it was as simple as this was a directive from ownership, you are an employee and this is your job to do this. When your boss tells you to do something, you do it. Maybe it's that simple. Where I'm not jumping on board with this is making it out that now Andrew Berry has some sort of lifeline that he doesn't have to take a quarterback, or the pressure isn't as intense as it was, and he can play the game and draft Abdul Carter and get a quarterback later, and we'll cross that bridge later. No. There is still heat on Andrew Berry, as it should be. Set aside the Deshaun Watson trade for a second. Who else has Andrew Berry really brought in here that you circle and you say, that guy's an impactful player on our team? Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? Grant Delpit? You maybe said MJ Emerson at a time. That's about it. You traded for Jerry Jeudy. Give him credit for that. Seems to be a good trade, right? And he's getting some contracts out, but like, there's just still misses out there. And I don't want people falling into this false sense of security that all of a sudden, they're okay with Andrew Berry and he's going to be here for a couple years. I still want a hunger and an aggressiveness to go fix the main problem with the Cleveland Browns. We do not have a quarterback. Fix that. And we'll talk about Shedeur coming up in just a little bit. Like, do I want them just to go draft 7 quarterbacks in this draft? I wouldn't hate it. Like, it's don't lose sight of what they still have to do in this offseason and in this draft.